Hello, this is Pat Barbier, and this is another tutorial to help you in finding your peer-reviewed journal articles for Professor Abel's CTAP assignment in Applied Ethics. Now, again, to get into the library resources where you can find the peer-reviewed journal articles, go ahead to My Courses login, click on Library Resources and Services. We talked already about how to use this search engine to go ahead and type in words there, and when you get results, look out for the peer-reviewed journal articles. You can even narrow with that setting on the left. However, you can also get into the databases directly, specific ones, through these links at the top. Databases by subject is one good way of getting into them. For ethics topics, you're probably your best bet for peer-reviewed journal articles is get into the general category, because the EBSCO databases allow you to narrow by peer-reviewed journal. You can look at some in America's News as we did in the classroom, but probably best to start here. Academic Search Complete, EBSCO. EBSCO gives you a lot of scholarly information, well liked by the faculty. Now you might want to go ahead and click first on Choose Databases, and if you're not sure which ones to add, which others might be good, go ahead and check Select. Academic Search is not specific to any discipline, covers all disciplines, and that's why people like to start with it. But we could throw in a few others by choosing and saying Select All. Now you will need to check full text and, of course, scholarly peer-reviewed journals, since that is one of the requirements when you start your searches. Now, what is a peer-reviewed journal? It is a publication that is produced by at a university, college, or professional organization, and it's usually used to publish research by people who are experts in a field, or professors that give information about a topic. And before the articles are published, they have to be reviewed by a panel and approved. So they're usually of a higher caliber of information, and usually a little more credible than ordinary magazine information, which can be good, but it's just not quite as high of a level of credibility. Now you might ask again, what is Select to Field? What kind of search is that? Well, it's a keyword search, and it's a good way to start when you're trying to construct some search strategy. Now I'm going to go ahead and type in some words here. Some of the issues that were brought out by the scenario case study about the young man who found something that looked as though it was a crime. A crime had been committed on the hard drive of a computer. You also might want to think about, what about the confidentiality with the client? So I just use some keywords to try and find some articles that might discuss that issue. So I started out with business. Any business really could have these issues. Client is usually used as a word for a customer of a business. And then I'm going to add a word, confidentiality. And since confidentiality is one of the issues with this particular situation, I'm going to click plus, and I'm going to get another line to put words in, and I'm going to add the word legal, because, and when you do these searches or do this kind of assignment, bring with you what you already know. Don't throw it out the window. Consider this: there are situations in the legal profession where there's special types of relationships between client and lawyers. If nothing else, you see it on television. You'll see lawyer-client privilege, and it's protected by the law. Well, I'm trying to kind of get into some of these issues, so I'm going to go ahead and click search and see what kind of articles I'm going to retrieve. Well, I retrieved 72, and I can start looking at the titles. Titles tell you a lot. And the first one is bringing up some issues for, it looks like clergy, collaborative care, and confidentiality. Well, that's one of those issues. We've all heard of the priest in the confessional that has special legal implications as to being protected. I don't think a computer hard drive has that legal protection, but you can kind of come down and get an idea of who does and what are the issues to do with that. So I'm just kind of scrolling down and trying to see what I'm finding. Here we're defining ethical boundaries of attorney-client privilege, which I mentioned before, but you might want to look at some of the others. This one's talking about a whistleblower, and whistleblower is kind of what this individual might be considering becoming. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that article, and it's from William Mitchell Law Review, so it'll have some legalistic information. And we can go ahead and read through the summary and see a little bit about what the whistleblower protection and client confidentiality is, etc. But it seems like it's more geared towards the lawyer-client, but to see for sure, you need to click on the PDF and get the entire article. Once you do, you can scroll down, read through it, see if there's anything valuable or of use that you can use in deciding upon what the person should do in the situation. You can, of course, download the article with download, print it out at home. You can email it to yourself, put in your email, and they will send you a citation, MLA, and you can set it on MLA. If you're working at home, hover your mouse until you see Cite, find the MLA, and kind of close to the bottom, highlight, copy, and paste it into your paper. All right, so I'm going back now to my result list and scan a few more. And I did see one to do with, let's see, here's one on client CPA attorney privilege. And come down a little bit further. I believe I saw one that had to do with data. And data is going to be one of your issues of protection, confidentiality of data. And so just kind of come down and look at different ones of these. Maybe I bypassed it. I'll come back up a little bit further and see. This one is talking about the cloud, which is become a place for storing data, which has some analogy to the situation of the hard drive. Okay, so that's going to be your job in looking at the different articles and seeing what you come up with. And you can also change your search strategy if you're not quite finding what you need, and get other articles. And this is basically what I wanted to cover, and thank you for your attention.